So, hello. Today what we're gonna do, I found my old microphone. This thing is badass, and also you can kill someone with this. This is, I forget what type of mic this is, but it's basically known as the toughest damn mic there is. You can literally put these things underwater, you can light them on fire, you can do all sorts of shit with these things, and they still work. What I want to do, I'm going to take this part off here, and I noticed that on this there is this little ring. What I like to do is I want to deck stuff out, so I'm going to take this ring off. I'm going to build it with a 3D printer, and what we're going to do is add stuff onto this ring to make the mic look even cooler. So you'll have it on stage, and then you'll have something, on your hand, sort of like, how you see rockers with, they'll have, like, custom microphones and stuff like that. What we may have to do is I might have to just get measurements off of this piece here. I already actually replicated the part in question, but what we're going to do is we're going to play with that. What can we add on to an already existing microphone to make it badassery? So yeah, let's get rolling. Okay, this here is a reproduction of the mic part. This piece right here is the part on the mic that I've already reproduced. Normally I actually go over all this stuff, how to reproduce the part, stuff like that. Today this is not about that. Today this is just basically about making, creating part stuff onto an existing part. So what we do is we have right here, this is these parts I've just sort of added up to simulate where the mic is. They aren't actually done all to scale. They've just been kind of generally scaled. But they are about in where they're at, where this should be at. And it won't really matter because what I'm going to be adding onto this is going to go a little bit over the edge of where the mic is. Basically what I thought would be kind of cool to do on a mic is I wanted to do something like on the Statue of Liberty and make it look sort of like the torch. So what I'm going to do here, and I import image as plain, and I found a Statue of Liberty. I'm going to turn it into texture so you can see this. Let me see, I'm going to rotate the X 90 and rotate Z 90. There we can see it. Image is a wee bit big, and just press S to scale that down. It won't really matter too much. The image is more something to kind of go off of as a guide, but not really totally. I have it set up in Blender Render. That's fine for now. I'm not really rendering this out for anything. Today is mostly on just how to make cool stuff. But the thing is, I don't want to just make this look like the regular Statue of Liberty. I want to make it look steampunky. So we're gonna make this with like gears and such. So let's see. I actually have a few gears, but I'm going to make a totally new gear just to show you how easy gears are made. Let's see. See, it has this nice curved area. I kind of want to recreate up to from here on up, and then something for up here. So let's see, first we're going to make us a gear. I'm going to turn this sideways. Let's see, press A to unselect everything. Going to add a cylinder. And the cylinder is way huge. They're always huge. I'm going to bring that down a scotch. Going to just set its location to 0. So just kind of zero it out, and press Z to go into X-ray. And I'm going to scale this down so that it goes down to where that main part is. Okay. Now, let's see. What I'm going to do, we're going to do is delete the top and bottom faces of this. And you'll see why in a minute. Scale this down further. Go into texture mode again. Alright, so see how it has these little kind of inlets, and then it goes up a bit. Lexi, shut up! My bird in the background there. So I'm going to bring this up here and make it a little bit fatter. Trying to decide how I want this to go. Press Control, or no, Shift D. I'm going to duplicate this object. I want to move it down to about here. This button right here on the mic actually isn't really there. It is, but it's basically there mainly to show me where the button is in kind of general, where the front of the mic is, but it actually isn't really right there. Let's see. Going to press Shift Alt to go all the way around this ring here. I'm going to press E to extrude. I'm going to press S to scale in, and then I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. Sort of want to get similar shape, but not the actual shape. Press scale. I'm going to scale this down a little bit more. This will make sense in a while here. I'm going to add a multi-res on it. Press that. Now that'll make it kind of a softer, but I don't really want it that soft. I'm going to put a extra line here that makes it so when you tab out you'll see this. And then I'm going to go to the top here, and I'm going to press E to extrude, and I'm going to go in a little bit with that. Just kind of pull it up and leave it there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press on the faces, press Shift Alt all the way around. I'm going to go into wait a second. Individual origins, extrude individual, and you'll see that when I move the cursor, it will go, all of them go in or out, which basically makes it gear pretty easy. But what I'm going to do is scale all of them in a little bit. This is how you can make a gear. We're going to make this go in though instead of out like a gear. So we're going to press extrude again, and wait a second. Extrude, and see how they go out. We're going to go in up to there. And then I'm also going to scale each one of those in just a tiny bit. And now, voila, you have these kind of inward parts. Now to get them to look more kind of squared, you can just go and press Alt or Control R. It will add a line all the way around. And we do it again, and you can go like that. Now they all look squared off. And let's see here. Now I'd kind of like to do this where it's going around and in shape. So I'm going to try doing that. I'm not actually exactly sure what I'm going to do here, but I'll tell you when I do it. So I'm going to go grab the edge all the way around, Shift Alt again. I'm going to press E to extrude. Going to go and scale inward. Pressing 3 and 1 to go all the way around here. And I'm going to actually extrude again. And I'm going to basically move this item all the way up. Extrude that out a little bit. So now it has the kind of similar shape, but doesn't have that inward part in it yet. I see, how can we do that piece? I know what we gotta do. If I try and do the same trick that I did down here, it's not really gonna work that well, because it's going to extrude kind of the in one square because it's on individual origins. Let me see. Now we could go all the way around this thing and select each face, but this is usually easier. I'm going to actually delete all of those faces there. I'm just going to hit these and press extrude, scale. No, that's not what I want to do. Go around, grab them, extrude them. Why is it doing that? There we go. What I did is I just went around and we went and extruded individuals so it does that same squarey effect that it did there before. Let's see here. But I'm going to press Shift so that we only grab this object here. And I am going to go all the way around here and just grab all of these tops here. Let's see why I'm going to do this. Does anybody know what I'm doing? I don't know. Oh wait. I don't need to do that. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Let's see. There we go, now I'm grabbing all of them again. I'm going to extrude those all inward. And go back into this mode. And I'm just going to do this. I'm going to press R, go all the way around, scaling, or not scaling, but adding an extra line. And now it has already gone into them. Now all I have to do grab the tops of all of these and just drag them. Let me see what's a quick and easy way to do that. I'm going to go into Z, or press Z, and I'm going to pull up, grab vertice. Let's see, we're going to press B for box. Just going to grab the tops of every single one of those. Can I kill all those? Let's see here. What I'm trying to do at the moment is try to grab all of these parts here, but I'm just trying to do it fast. Just a minute. This may take a bit, so what I'm going to do is just go around here and select all these frelling things, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so what I ended up doing is I grabbed all of these parts here. I just basically didn't want to make you sit through all that crap. Dragged them all out, so that now I can pull these up like that. Going to press scale and just scale them out, get it up to there. You can see it's doing that sort of shape that I wanted. And get it up to about there. And I'm actually just going to get rid of all of that crap on the top. I just don't like it. Where the hell are we? Grab, get rid of faces, so now it's all just one kind of shape. Just press tab, which took us all the way at the middle of space. I don't know why it did that, but sometimes it does shit like that. So got that. I'm gonna go, we're gonna add a little going to tab into number 3. And it keeps jumping out in space here. Press Z. Look at that on the outside. And what I'm going to do is press Control R, which I'll drag this line down here, and that will square off those And I'm also going to drag it up a little bit because I don't want it to be completely... scale it in. And this is... essentially it'll just change the entire shape for us. So it goes in and then up and out. Scale it in a little bit more. And then at the top of this, press A, grab all the tops of them by pressing Shift-Alt. And I'm going to flare that all the way to about the edge there, and that gets us a similar type of shape. I'm also going to see if I can drag that down a little bit. Let's see here. As I'm seeing this piece right here. This top part is going to be our gear, and I'm not going to worry about this for now. Way out in space. Why do you keep doing that, Blender? Keeps jumping me all over the damn place. Okay, I'm gonna go and we're gonna add a line, but instead what I'm gonna do is we'll press Control R, and then you're going to use the mouse wheel, and if you go up or down on the mouse wheel, it'll subdivide that line. I'm just going to add 2. Then I'm going to grab both of those, and it's not doing anything because they're still stuck on individual origins. Put it to medium point. That should... Yep. And I want to make gear right here. So I'm going to go back to individual origins. I press extrude individual, which will sort of do the gear, but I don't want to do it like that. I'm going to press scale to scale them all in. About maybe there. The reason I'm doing that right there is because if it was a gear, it has to be able to push another gear. And I'm going to make them a little taller. There's my bird in the background wanting food. He says, "Stop playing on that stupid thing. Give me food, bitch." Okay, pressing extrude on all of these. And bring those out. The reason it's doing that weird white is because it was set on material. So we have all of those, and then I'm going to scale, and do I want to scale them in, but then I'm going to make them a little fat. There we go. That's just so they have that kind of outward effect. They actually could be more in, but oh well. So now we have sort of a geared top on it. I'm going to just go and do multi-resolution on that and subdivide so it looks a bit like that. And that's not what I want to go for, but I'm going to add some extra stuff and see how this looks. Add another line there, and another line there. Now they're all kind of a little softer but still jagged. Now I want to add a line around each gear, however that takes a long time to do. So what I'm going to do is press C to bring up this little tool here, which is set up for faces. And I'm just sort of carefully going around, but not too carefully, pressing left click on the mouse to select each one of these. And then if you go over, just hit down on the Z button. It's actually a project I've had on my shelf for a while. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. I figure, hey, it's there, I found the mic, might as well do it. I think we're almost done. Yep, only a few more gears left. Okay, now I have all of them selected. I'm going to go down to here, hit medium point, and then I'm going to press E to extrude. And I'm not even going to do anything, I'm just going to press E to extrude, and what that'll do is, since it adds an extra line there, they all kind of come out a tiny bit. I think I will extrude them a tiny bit. But that gets kind of a softer feel. Okay, since I keep sort of getting interrupted by stuff that happens around me, this is why it's jumping a lot, but I haven't really moved too far. So right now I have this part which has subdivision on it, and we got this part here. Now these parts, I'm going to take the top, this part here, the ball, gonna press H to hide it. I'm gonna take this piece here and hide that, and I'm gonna take the bottom and hide that too. So what we have is these pieces here. Gonna press Z so we can see through them. What I want to see is how much room we have to play with. I'm gonna go and I see. Grab all these lines. And you press Control 7 so that brings us under. And I'm just going to bring these in about to there. I'm going to press E to extrude, and we're going to go straight up. Make it into X-ray. I can see the very bottom edge of our original object. And then I'm going to extrude again. And I'm just going to bring it so that it goes right through that object. I'm just going to touch it right there. And it's really going to grab this whole ring, grab it and bring it so it's just the very bottom there. I'm going to add another ring right to the edge. That way it actually kind of gives it a harder edge there. And I think I'm actually, let me see here. And press Alt-H to unhide everything. So that's what it'll look like approximately in reality, even though this button isn't really here. Reality, yeah, it should come down just a little bit, and the button will actually be about down here as I grab the mic and just check it. Now this has to be right about there because when you put this on, it'll be coming straight down on top of it, so it can't actually be coming in toward this part here. Just kind of wondering, is there anything else I should do to that? Okay, I could make it another like gear thing on the bottom, but I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. So we've got this piece, and I'm gonna go up to this top gear part. We're gonna press Shift Alt, grab it around the edge, extrude, pressing E, and then press S to scale. Wait a second. I forgot I want to press A to stop grabbing all those first. Then press E and S. I'm going to extrude these right into that object so they all come together. And let's see, I'm going to add an extra line here just so that it makes it sharp. Press 3 here. I'm going to go into texture to see how that sort of looks. Okay, and then the thing I want to do this up here, but I don't want to do it like theirs. I want to do it with something a lot more kind of edgy, but I want to have it have this curved in shape as well. Let's see, what can we do to make it edgy and curved in? I got an idea. Okay, by the way, just wanted to apologize for the shitty video for the last bit of this. Usually what I end up doing is I have my editor and my video program set up, and I'll essentially build it as I go, and that way I can keep track. But in this case, I just started opening the video program, just started shooting the digital film, and I did not realize. Basically, I tried to make the video better. Unfortunately, to make it better, the quality got completely falling lost, and now I basically just have the buffer or something run through a terabyte, which should be fixing stuff and basically giving you a little bit of quality while having basically not killing my computer, because my computer is kind of a piece of junk. But so sorry about that. Hopefully next time I'll remember what to do. I have a headache at the moment. But I will back to the video. Sorry about that. I hope it doesn't kill it for you, because one of the things that bugs the hell out of me is if I'm watching a tutorial and I cannot read what the hell is on the screen if there's, say, a button I need to press. So, anyway, cheers. Alright, so back to the microphone, Statue of Liberty looking thing, steampunkish. So, right now I'm working on this part right here, this funny thing, and I'm going to see what can I do to make that look somewhat edgy. So let's see, first thing I'm going to do is press E and S to scale and extrude in. Let's see, this part here is essentially going to be attached to the green piece, but I'm going to leave it a little bit of leeway just in case I'm a little off. So I'm going to go and press H and hide those parts. Press E again, scale in. I'm going to go to Control 7, which will bring us, nope, just 7, bring us right to the top. And I'm going to grab onto the Z axis and pull that down. And gently scale it in. Bring it down. I want it to touch, but I don't want it. I'm going to actually press scale and then use the. You can actually use the left or right or up or down keys on the keyboard to control scaling as well. That should work. And press Alt H, unhide everything. That's sort of how it will look when it's done, but I want to add more up on top here. Add a ring in the middle. Whenever you add a ring while you have it in a multi-resolution modifier, it will cause this sort of to bend. You could say, well, why don't you just leave off multi-res? And yeah, you could do that. Didn't want to do that. give it an extra subdivide. Sometimes it depends. This is the reason why I always keep an extra of each one of the models I build with a multi-res. Is sometimes when you try to upload them, they can't take it. So that way I can go back and just take down some of the resolution on it. And let's see, what can we do here? One of the main advantages of a 3D printer is 3D printers can do really amazing stuff with objects that normally wouldn't have this. I'm going to try and make another gear thing again here. Let's see here. Extrude individual. There we go, scaling them in. Gonna press 3. Scale all of those up. And then scale all of them in. How? Oh, I got an idea. Gonna bring them down a bit to about the middle. What I want to do is make them come out, go in, and then out. Not too far. But if I went and tried to add the lines on myself, it would get a little funky. So what I'm going to do is take this and put it on medium point, scale them all in, and then press extrude again, and bring them up a little bit. And then, let's see, I'm going to scale them all, nope. I'm going to go to individual origins and scale them in a little bit. Then go back to medium point. Scale it out a little bit. And I'm going to press extrude again. Bring them up again. Scale them out. And then we're going to go to individual origins, one more, and just do that. Let's see how that's looking. It's a similar shape, but not quite exactly. I'm going to just do one more subdivide, or one more extrude, and the whole point of this last one is just so that they'll have a little bit of a topper. And then I'm going to grab medium, press scale, and then I'm just going to use the keys to bring out the last. One last thing. Now I don't know if this will work. This is going to be a total just sort of a what the fuck moment, but I'm going to go take this out of texture view back into solid. I'm going to turn it into where you can see the object, and then I'm going to go into wireframe for a GIF. want to do is grab every other one of these and go one way, and then every other one and go another way. And this may just be more of a headache than it's worth, but doesn't help also that I already have a headache. No, I just fucked that up. I'm doing the wrong one again. I know what I'm thinking while I'm doing this. I am hoping I have an even number, otherwise this is going to go all to shit in a second. Aha, we are in luck. They are. Alright, now what I'm going to do, let's see how do we do this. So I want to basically make them all go past each other. So you have them going into one another. Let's see. And I want to see, can we do this in any sort of mathematical form? Let's see, try rotate Z 45. No, it's way too much. Rotate Z 5 degrees, maybe. Let's take a look at it. That might work. I'm gonna go and press number 3, and what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna go take this tool here, and I'm going to wipe out all of the vertices that we just hit. And then rotate Z 5 degrees. Up. Gotta press enter. I don't actually even have to be in the rotator tool at the moment, because all I'm doing is manually pressing R. The reason I'm doing that is just mainly because I want to get this to be all of them similar, so when I do the other line of these, okay, rotate Z 5 degrees, what I'll have to do is select rotate Z -5 degrees for the next load. Now you have them crisscrossing. Now, the hard part. Selecting the faces of these without selecting the faces of all the others. So, in the first case, I went and used the X-ray to grab them. In this case, I'm going to actually just press Shift and Alt on the very edge. And the reason you always want to do it on the very edge of kind of the middle of where you want to grab it is if you do it the other way, it'll grab all the way around the object, which we don't want. So I'm just going to press Control Z to back up a bit. Have to wait. I just did it again. Shiza. Okie dokie. There we go. Now. Gotta grab each of those, and I also, no, I don't want to grab that one. Remember, no. See how I mean? Often I end up doing things in a little bit of a, it gets the job done, however, there's an easier way to do this, and there's probably some programmers out there who could do this a lot quicker, but I don't know how to do that. Eventually I want to get into programming. Used to have, well, not really used to, I mean, we're still friends, but we don't see each other anymore, but as a programming friend of mine, that one day we did a kind of a program off type thing, and we were going to make a keyboard, and she's like a master programmer, C# and F# and all sorts of sharp shit. And anyway, I went and wanted to do a keyboard, and as I'm doing this keyboard, she looks at it, and I had enumerated every single key on this keyboard, and she looked at it, she's like, "Oh man, I cannot believe, you know, you went through all that for that." And so she goes and sits down and writes the entire thing in like maybe 4 or 5 lines of code. And problem was, when she starts playing her keyboard, it only plays an A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It doesn't play an ASDF that's, you know, on the keyboard. And the reason I set it up like that is I play music. And if you don't know what note you're pressing, the keyboard's not going to do anything. So, I don't know, I always kind of felt a little bit like, yeah, well, mine works correctly. But, yeah, she's a really, really fun programmer, though. I miss her. Alright, now we got them all selected. I'm going to press 3. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to press R -5. Oh, what the hell was that? Oh, wait a second. I know what I did. RZ -5. Oh, I know what we did. I did have to go press 7, and I have to deselect all of these vertices down here so that it basically bends all of these and twists them instead of changing their position. And 3. Okay, try this again. rotate Z -5 degrees. And we're going to go and do the same thing we did before, knocking off those vertices. There's a box tool that Blender has, I just don't know how to invert it. Rotate Z -5 degrees. Okay. And we are almost done. I can smell it. Rotate Z -5 degrees. Ooh, that looks pretty. Check it out. Yeah, there we go. Whole bunch of little X things on the top. That's hot. It's not the same as their version. I didn't really want it to be the same. Only thing I would be worried about is that this is, when it comes out, it's not going to be as stable. So, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to stick another gear on top of that, all that stuff. So let's see. Press A to unselect that. Gotta press S to save, because that was a lot of damn work. And let me see, I'm going to just add another gear. Add a cylinder, and of course it's going to be huge. It's going to drop on us like a bomb. There we go. I'm going to get rid of that so we can see what we're working with. Scale that thing down. Scale it. Gonna drop it in 0, which is where everybody else is hanging out. Ooh. Excuse me. Alright, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to grab this little, I forget what it's called, the widget tool. A lot of time I hardly ever use these because you can actually just press Scale Z and you can do the same thing. Once you get a hold of using the hotkeys a lot, you really don't even like using a lot of the tools that they give you as often. Okay, go and get rid of the top and bottom of this. I'll show you a neat little trick you can do as well. Get rid of faces. Let's see. Gonna kind of leave that up there. Now, here's a little trick. Some know about, some don't. And I'm sort of a noob when it comes to some of this, and I'm sort of good with another batch of it. But you can either grab the top and bottom of these, and you can actually scale them in by extruding, or you can go to modifiers and press solidify, and you can watch that thickness fill it up. You can just go, and that works as well. It's a little bit quicker than doing all that. All you do is just press apply, and now you have instant new vertices. Let's see, add one more line in there. I'm going to press extrude individual. Kind of scale them in. Nope, not that. Got to go to individual origins first and then scale them in. And then I'm going to go to medium point, extrude, scale out. Let me see. See, we're gonna scale Z a little bit because I think they flared a tiny bit. And I'm gonna go to individual medium again, scale them all in, which will make them very... I mean, it scales them down so they like that. I'm actually kind of wondering, do I like that though? I'm going to add a little bit of multi-res on this thing. Add a number of vertices right there. I got an idea. I'm gonna go and extrude one little bit right out. That way, when I add these two lines that are going to be right here, they will make them still boxy, but still not so boxy. Okay, I'm just going to go and press slash key. Sorry, I'm kind of moving a little fast, but I backslashed it to see how that would look. So I wanted it to get kind of more smooth on the inside. Okay. Does that need anything else? Of course it does. What the hell? Let's see. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna grab all of those, and I extrude up, but okay, that's fine. Extrude up. Individual origins again. And this time I'm going to go and extrude down. We'll give it kind of that. And then I'm going to do extrude again. Right now I'm just seeing what works best for this, because sometimes you can add in more vertices by just using the extrude. Yeah, I don't know, I think that looks pretty cool right there. I mean, just think of this is going to be on a microphone itself on stage. So, I don't know, that looks pretty cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my parts here, and I'm actually going to go and press Shift D, and I'm going to go and move them to 3. It doesn't look like anything happened, That's because they're all in 3, and the reason I'm leaving these all in 3 is that they are going to be sort of our test subjects. Alright, and I'm going to go and take the ball, which is the top of the mic, bottom of the mic. Let's see, you can go to, let's just pick M6. You and you. No, not you. You. M6. I'm going to move you to level 6. You, blue ring. Hey, I'm talking to you, blue ring. Level 6 with your friends. Go on. Get on out of here. Alright, now we got the green ring. We're going to duplicate that and send that one to level 3. So, now the last part. I'm gonna go and make this all one piece. In this case, I'm gonna go and add the multi-res and just lock them in place. Most of them are around 2 or 3, and this we're just going to see how much this all cost. What's hard is just telling if these are touching, because they have to be pretty precise when you stick them on there. Okay, I think they're there. First I'm going to go take the top, middle, and bottom, and I'm just going to go and join them together. And then I'm going to take all of those, and we're going to join them to the ring, which they all turn green because they're all technically part of the same material now. Technically, if you actually enter this into on Shapeways, they have a material that you can add. You can actually add color to it, so it would actually print out in this funky green color. But I think that'll probably cost a little bit more. I'm not sure though. I could get into let's see. Could get into colors and UV mapping, but I'm not really interested. I'm probably just going to go and print the sucker off and then just use spray paint and spray paint it, because the mic already looks a little like crap, to be honest. So now I'm going to save that. Actually, I'm going to go and change it from cylinder to, let's see, what kind of name could we come up? Liberty mic thing. Probably spelled that wrong, it doesn't even matter. Alright, and gonna open up a new file, press A, delete everything, go to append, SM85 is the type of mic that this will work on. Let's see, Liberty mic thing. There it comes, it's imported. Now we're just gonna go export as Collada. Alright. And now I'm just going to see how much this thing cost to produce. Okay, so got the part that's going to go on my microphone all fixed up. Well, not fixed up, but basically just the model built. I'm going to end up having it printed. Looks like it's about going to be approximately $40 to make. Not too bad. It'll just be made with probably cheap plastic. And then I'm trying to decide whether to use, because there is a colorized sandstone, which I tried out, and it's pretty much the same as plastic. The only difference is you can use UV mapping and make colors with it, so I may give that a try. I was just going to basically print it in the cheapest plastic they have, but it looks like it's about the same price either way. And then just spray paint it. But if I can do it with a UV map and try to make it look kind of cool that way, I might do that, but I'm going to do a separate video on just UV stuff. And then also, there is one slight problem with dealing with faces and making an object. So I'm going to do a separate video on that, just because dealing with UV faces on, and I'll explain that, is like a whole headache in its own. So anyway, hope you liked the video, hope this might help some, and party hardy. Have a nice night.